him. His name is War. There is even in Arabic, Harb, Harb, War. This is not good names. Could name him from the prophets, from the companions, from the generations of the righteous people. Okay, so no problem, martyrs. But don't give him a name that he will be shy of it when he grows up. That's, and also make it easy name. Some people they make it like a very big long name. So the first name, he give him two names of it. What's his name? Muhammad Ali Abdullah. What's that? His first name. Muhammad Ali Abdullah. Allahu Akbar. Or Abdullah Ali Muhammad. So it's not even his father. It was no. It's his name. So you could choose now. Some people call him Abdullah. Some people call him Muhammad. Some people call him Ali. What confusing you are doing? What confusion? Give him one name. Either Abdullah or Ali or Muhammad. Abdullah Ali Muhammad. And Abdullah Ali Muhammad, his brother is Khalid bin Walid. How can you have Khalid can be the brother of Abdullah Muhammad? Because there's no cross names in common. I will never know that they are brothers. This is Khalid Walid. And this is Hamza ibn al-Muttalib. MashaAllah. None of them is actually known to be brothers. Give them the name. And then the second name is your name. It's the father. Comes automatically. So your name is Ahmad. Your child, you named him Muhammad. So his name is Muhammad ibn Ahmad. Ibn means the son. That's how his name. So the other child, his name is Khalid. So it'll be Khalid ibn Muhammad. So I know Ahmad ibn Muhammad is the brother of Khalid ibn Muhammad because they've got the same second name. And then the third name will be the grandfather from the father's side. And that's how the people will recognize if he's from his lineage, how far he is from his lineage, how related to him, and how he will be meeting the Prophet. So Abu Bakr and the Prophet meets each other in the fifth grandfather. They are the same. How did we know that? Because the Prophet of Allah can trace himself to his great, documented. And also great, Arabs, they really take care of this. So a person can have his name attributed all the way to Al-Hasan or Al-Husayn ibn Ali radiallahu anhu. All the way. Called Sayyid, Sharaf, one of the family, because he got a tree. It's a tree, it's been documented. It's not he made it up. No way he will make it up. They will be known. You're a liar. This guy is not the son of this guy. Straight away. It's more documented than even in the registry. They will know who you are, belong to, which family. Now, that's, by the way, the last thing that we want to talk about in the Aqiqah. And we will have now the, inshallah, break. And then we'll take for 10 minutes. And then up to 9 o'clock, we will have questions. Please prepare your questions. Second part is it. And inshallah, they will be starting from next month. We are thinking about a topic. And I would like to discuss it with you as well, inshallah. Did you put it loud what I'm talking? Yeah. It's the problem. It goes up, and with me when I'm talking, it doesn't really bother you. Up and down, up and. No problem. You put it whatever you like there, but while I'm talking, the speaker is annoyed because his voice. Nah, Jazakallah khair. Did you fix the start the list. Can we just make that down? Before we start the class, can we just consult with you what is the best topic to discuss as to, yeah, just a bit, yeah. So we got topic at hand is to talk about the history of the sects as a topic, the history of the sects. I don't know if you are okay with that or not. That is the three classes. Or could talk, for example, about things to do with the Aqidah. So Al-Qawa'id al-Arba'a, for example, four principles. Or could talk about the introduction of Kitab al-Salah, Shaykh al-Albani. And you don't need as well to cross my topic with the other teachers' topics as well. So I'm giving you this before we start, inshallah. Next month is going to be the first class of Sunday. So let's start now, inshallah, the topic for tonight. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawala. So we left it now for you, inshallah, to ask questions, regardless of the question, whether it is in the topic, that is the food chapter, or previous chapters that we have discussed, or anything that to do with the deen that you want to have a enlightenment. Unless I don't have an answer, I will say Allah Ta'ala alam. So if you have any questions, please go ahead. Jazakumullah khairan. Barakallah fikum. Tfaddal. Sorry? And just say the question, inshallah, and then don't be greedy from the first time. Naam. So we got now question not on the food chapter, onto the transactions. Somebody bought a house, you do use it in the mortgage. So somebody bought a house, Muslim, and is giving it to another Muslim to what? To purchase it? So you're asking about what, mashallah, how? No problem to say about the house, mashallah. Allahumma barik. But you need to tell the person that the house is being purchased through a process which will entail they're going to be haram into it. It is the haram which is that he's going to be paying back to the bank much more than the house what is worth through the time. He would pay, well in the thousands, at the time. So that is the riba. But don't say the whole house is riba. It's not the whole house. It's part of the house is riba. Not all of it. Most of it is halal. But he's purchasing it through haram, which is riba, interest. He's borrowing money from the bank, and he has to pay the bank much more than he had borrowed, according to the APR. So no problem to congratulate him for the house, but to say to him, don't make this house is your grave, is your fire in the grave in the hereafter. Be careful. Now, second question, تفضل. تفضل. I got it. Alhamdulillah. Huh? Is it compulsory to make the adhan at home? Now, every time you make the prayer at home, you should do the adhan. Compulsory. But it doesn't mean if you did not do the adhan, your prayer is invalid. If you haven't done it deliberately, we'll say that some reward will be deducted, but I'm sure that people will not do it deliberately. He knows they need to make the adhan. I don't want to make the adhan deliberately. He doesn't do that. If he thinks maybe it's recommended, or he thinks it's not even needed, and that's what the most of the people, they just pray at home without the adhan, which is not correct. And the adhan here is in the house. It's not to go on top of the roof and call the neighbors for the adhan. It's the adhan inside your house for the prayer. Even if you go to the mosque, and even if you live in a Muslim country where the masjid is next to you, and his megaphone speaker is into your house, okay, that adhan is for your prayer, not for their prayer in the masjid. You have to make your adhan inside your house for your own prayer. The adhan which is outside is not adhan for you. نعم. تفضل. So there's a bank promoting itself by giving the customers money if they transfer their account from XZY bank to their bank. Okay. First of all, let me just say that the bank accounts is only to be open when there is a necessity. So the money is not supposed to be given to those banks in order for them to use it to lend other people haram ways like mortgages. If there is a stay, like an establishment, I don't know if it exists or not, that would keep your money into boxes where nobody can get to that money except for you, that would be even more required from you to do so. I wouldn't say just halal. No, you should do it. A safe box. I don't know how much limited the safe box these days. If really small, they don't give it to you in the big. Can't put millions into it. You could put just a little bit of money or a little bit of jewels. That's what it is. But I'm just saying that's what somebody told me because I'm not a millionaire myself. So I don't know. The millionaire should really think about maybe buying a very heavy safe where nobody can really penetrate it. They need a helicopter to take it out. And then he's put his money there and he wants to minimize the usage of his money into haram. That's the whole thing. So the banks will not have any access to that money of his to start lending it to other people. That's what it is. And if everybody does this, banks will be collapsing. Banks will be collapsing because they are working on riba. So if it is the case, and you know this is the way forward, then there's no problem to transfer your money from XZY bank to that bank that gives you money as pawn transference. No problem. That money is yours because it's nothing to do with the is the money. I understand you. The bank gives it on, right? That money, when it is given to you from the bank to you, it does not carry. That's why I understood why you want to ask the question. The bank, ya ikhwani, you take salary from it. It doesn't mean that the salary is haram. Some companies, they give you the salary from the bank. So once the bank gives you the money, it does not carry with it the haram. Unless this money is stolen. So the money here is haram for its usage, not because haram is in itself, like stolen money. Give you an example. Person who is opening a shop, like you say that you open a shop. Somebody came and you know that all his money out of haram. He gambled, or his name is Mr. Bank. Huh? Mr. Bank came to you. He's a bank. Came and paid you money to get some stuff from you. That money doesn't carry the haram. I'm allowed to take it. Do you understand me? Once it transfers into my hand, it becomes halal. Even the person who made his money through haram, not haram as in stealing, remember. He gambled and all of that, and then he died. All his heirs will receive the inheritance halal. Becomes halal. So now when you went to transfer your money to the other bank account, they gave you money. That money does not carry the haram with it. Do you understand me? But the thing is that really stopped me here when I said it's because the thing that they're paying you as a bonus is to transfer from haram to haram. Transfer your money from a haram bank account to another haram bank account. Because of this, I am holding myself not to say it's halal, I'm not saying it's haram as well. If you don't need the money, just give it away. Now, no zakah on rental. No zakah on rental. So you have a house or you're renting it to somebody else. There's no zakah on that rent that you receive. No zakah on the rent. No zakah on that place or the premises that you're renting. Zakah is on the savings. The savings, whatever you save. If you don't say saved in this 1 year past, whatever is in the saving, that's the one that you pay the zakah. It has to reach the threshold, which is equivalent to 85 grams of 24 carats of gold. These days, about 5,000 almost. Not on the property. No, not on the property, not on the rent. Now, there's somebody else. تفضل. تحنيك, yes. Is there any names? No, there's no names. Tahniq is the word. Another one, halq al-ras, which is shaving of the head. There's no such one word for it. Halq al-ras. And the aqiqah is for the seventh. The aqiqah is called. نعم. تفضل. Oh, yes. Do they treat themselves as relatives? They're relatives from the fifth grandfather. Relatives. But you see, the Hashemites are from Hashim, the grandfather of the Prophet and downwards, not from the one who's above. Did you understand that? Yeah. Huh? No, I don't understand what you're trying to drive at. Everything relation. So I'm related to you with Adam. I don't know how before. I'm related to you. I don't know. 200th grandfather, maybe we meet each other. I don't know. But the fifth grandfather of the Prophet ﷺ and the fifth grandfather of Abu Bakr, the same. They came to the same. And they linked himself to him, Ismail alayhi salam. But the Hashemite, which is the Ahlul Bayt, they are named. They are not anybody named. Because from Abdul Shams Quraysh. No, start with them now because I need to. You need to. So the question has to be. I can't repeat the question. So you have to have maybe a microphone here, or you can come and just ask the question. Yeah, come here with the chair, doctor.
If the parents were ignorant and missed the 7th, 15th, and the 21st day for the Aqiqah because they did not know it is obligatory, do we leave the Aqiqah to the child to grow up?
That's a very good question. If we treat the dates of the Aqiqah like the dates of the Udhiyah, then you will know that I cannot, after the passage or the passing of the fourth day, that is the first day of the Eid, the following 3 days, which is 4 days now, if I pass that and I was ignorant, no scholar on the face of the earth will tell you, okay, it doesn't matter, make it on the 10th day of the Hijjah, sorry, the 20th day, just 10 days after the Udhiyah, inshallah it will suffice. No scholar will do that. It's like Prophet said, Hajj Arafah. Hajj is Arafah. You have to make Arafah on the day of Arafah. So if you missed Arafah, no scholar would say to you, well, missed it by ignorance. Okay, tomorrow, which is not the day of Arafah, go to Arafah and that's it. Nobody will tell you that. So I'm not saying to leave it to the child, but you are exempted from the sin if you didn't know. But you will be sinned if you had the option to know. You had the opportunity to know, but you didn't know. You don't want to know. You will be sinned for that. But if you were ignorant, you didn't know about this, you didn't have any chance to ask about it, then there is no sin upon you. You thought it's recommended, it's not compulsory, no sin upon you. And there is no need to go and do it because the aqiqah is already finished. And I'm saying this is with very huge ikhtilaf, difference among the scholars. And as I said, if there is no date, what's the point of the Prophet of Allah saying 7th and 14th, the 21st? What's the point? There's a point there when he mentioned 7th, can't, 14th, can't, 21st. Whenever you can do it any day, the hadith is useless. So no, you don't need to do aqiqah.
What will a grown-up individual do if his aqiqah was not done and his parents are alive? Does he need to get permission in that case?
I don't know why the word permission propped in here. I said the permission, Ikhwani, to slaughter the aqiqah on behalf of the child when he's 7 or 14 or 21st, not the father who's direct and not the mother who's direct. So he's not going to be this different brother, different son. He has to have the consent from the one who is directly in charge of making the aqiqah on that child. But once the child days had passed, the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, I don't know why do you need to have the permission, okay? So the person who grows up, is that the question, yeah? When he grows up, he could make haqiqah on himself. He doesn't go and need permission from his father. No, he doesn't. Because his father's region of slaughtering is finished. That period of time is finished now. So he's not got any responsibility on him to slaughter because he didn't know, or maybe deliberately didn't want to do, didn't want to learn. As he sinned, now it becomes the child's responsibility to make aqiqah on himself, but it is not compulsory. It is not compulsory. We have lots of companions who embrace Islam, and we're 100% sure that their parents did not make the aqiqah on them. None of them that have been narrated for us, Abu Umar al-Khattab or Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, that he started making aqiqah on himself. No.
What is the ruling for aqiqah or cutting hair, etc., if the baby is premature? That is born before time.
The child, regardless when he is born, his days counts from the day he is born. Let's say normally is the case when he's 9 months old. So when he's born 7 months, we don't say minus 60. Following day, minus 59. Following day, minus 58. He's counted the first day from the day he's born, regardless, premature, no mature, immature. From the day he's born, we count the days. We don't say that he's born in the minus. No.
I think this question relates to the shaving of the hair. Silver is worthless. Is it okay to donate extra or only the exact amount?
You could donate as much as you want. The whole thing is, the idea is to do the sunnah of the Prophet. That's to weigh the hair. Weighing the hair is an action to be done. Okay, so weighing the hair is to be done, the action. The action is like you are caring about the hair, you're collecting it, and you take it to the weighing machine or take it to the goldsmith to weigh it for you. That's an action, which is sunnah in itself. More than the sunnah, which is on top of that, how much is equivalent, that weight of the hair to the silver. And then from the silver, you're going to give money. You're not going to give silver. Nobody takes silver. It's your money because silver, you're going to give pieces of silver. And the silver, as I said, is cheap now, 70 pence a gram.
You mentioned about this, but there's a question related to that timing. So if the child is born on Jummah, when is the aqiqah?
When he's born on Jummah, when is he born on Jummah? Was he born at the beginning of the Jummah, in the night of the Jummah, at the end of the Jummah? So Jummah starts from the night before the Jummah and ends on the sunset of the Jummah. So if he is born, let's say the sunset as at 4 o'clock. Sunset is at 4 o'clock. So if he's born 5 o'clock, then he's born on the night of what? Sept. The night of what? Sept. So he is to have the slaughtering at any time before the 5 o'clock of a sept kicks in the following week. That's the 7th day. So from 5 o'clock, the Jumu'ah night, to the following day, the 24 hours, that's the 7th day. If he's born at 4 o'clock, just before the sunset, just before the sunset, which is the Jumu'ah. So he's got up to and including the Jumu'ah, the 4 o'clock. Because if you said Al Khamis, it's going to be 6 days, it's not going to be 7 days. Because the Jumu'ah has been all of it full. So we have to be, so from the 5 o'clock, the Jumu'ah, 4 o'clock on the Jumu'ah, which is just about before entering to the Sabt, we will go to the 24 hours before that 4 o'clock. And that's how the 7th day. Okay? Now, so 7th, 24 hours before. Because you could be born during the day, during the night.
Shaykh, this was a question posted by a brother who used to attend the classes. He is currently in a non-Muslim country, and he goes to the masjid for Fajr, but he found out that the Imam does dua in the second rakah every single Fajr. Is he allowed to pray in this congregation, and what is your advice for him, because he's in a non-Muslim country? The brother is traveling.
Person, I mean traveling, he's a person in an environment where his Imam in the masjid, he makes qunut of the Fajr every Fajr. That's the question. This masjid is masjid where the Imam is affiliated to the Shafi'i madhab. Shafi'i madhab, they make it that Prophet of Allah is to make qunut every Fajr, which is incorrect. Shaykh Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, depending upon a hadith. And that hadith, in the narration of it, somebody called Abu Ja'far al-Razi, Isa ibn Mahan, a person who is not authentic. He is not memory sound, is weak. And the hadith, which is the hadith that he narrates from Anas radiallahu an, that the Prophet of Allah used to make the qunut, the Fajr, until he died, that is inauthentic. Because of this narrator, and it contradicts the other hadith which is in Sahih al-Bukhari, on the authority of Anas himself, where the Prophet of Allah made qunut 1 month and he left. How can he have said that he had made a qunut 1 month, he left, and the other one made qunut for the rest of his life? So one of them has to be correct, one of them is not correct. So if we knew that the hadith, the other one is called Isa ibn Mahan, then this hadith is not authentic, and we say that it is not correct. But if I don't have a choice except to pray the Jama'ah in that masjid, no harm to pray the Jama'ah. Actually, if you are close to the masjid and you're not a traveler, you must come to the Jama'ah. Again, if you're close to the masjid, within the encashment area, you could hear the adhan, and you're not a traveler, because if you're a traveler, it's not a must upon you to come to the Jama'ah. Then you must come to the Jama'ah, and it's better to come to the Jama'ah. And when the Imam raises up his hands for the dua, which he says, no, unfortunately, Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt, which is dua al-witr. They say the dua al-witr. Okay? You as well, you raise up your hands with him, because innama ju'ila al-imam liyutamma bih. Imagine his Imam Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i is the one who's leading you. What are you going to do? Imam al-Shafi'i. You're going to be shaken behind him. Rahmatullah alayhi. So, do like him, inshallah. Question? Let me finish this. Huh? No, it doesn't matter really. Go on. We'll have your question. Oh, was that on the topic? None of them was on the topic. Okay. So before you go to that topic, the Imam what? You do with what the Imam does. I don't think the Imam would make dua with his hands down. Huh? This Imam Shafi'i? Hanafi, he does in Fajr dua. He's not Hanafi, Shaykh. There's no Hanafi does dua al-qunut in the Fajr. No way. He's messed up, this Imam. He doesn't know Shafi'i or Hanafi. No way. Hanafi, they don't make dua in the Fajr. 100%. You're confused. Maybe Qunut al-Nawazil, but not Qunut al-Fajr. Qunut al-Fajr, only the Shafi'i madhab. Naam. But anyway, we do what the Imam does. As long as he does things that is within the difference among the scholars. Meaning, if here's this person, the dua, he made an Imam and he started doing like this. I'm not going to follow him do. So either he raised up his hands or he did not raise up his hands. Now,
Um, is the wudu broken if a person vapes? Vapes, smoking. Yes.
if no, the vape does not break the wudu. Vape is smoking, yeah. Breaks the fast.
People in India and Pakistan sacrifice black colored goats in the name of sadaqah. Is this practice acceptable?
For what? They do it?
For sadaqah, they
Why
spread.
black goat? Not white goat.
The question specifies black goat.
Well, I don't know the tradition or the ritual that you're talking about when you said black goat. So if that is a ritual connected to something to do with black or something, it's not acceptable. That's not a sadaqah. But if it is that most of the goats that they are there, they're black, and they are no, they're not black. So what is it with the black? Why? It's linked to a cultural. It's not allowed. Don't. It's not sadaqah. It becomes like, it's almost like it's a dhabiha for the sake of not Allah Azza wa Jal. Be careful.
Can we eat food given by Ahmadiyya, a Qadiani, even if they claim that the meat is from a halal butcher?
دع ما يريبك إلى ما لا يريب. Leave what you're in doubt to what you're in doubt. So the Qadianis, don't call them Ahmadis. That's the first answer. Don't call them Ahmadis. This is, I don't know, subhanAllah, they fooled Muslims only recently. This word Ahmadi, we never had it except recently. Because the word Qadiani is the one which is correct. This person who had made this jama'ah is called Mirza Ghulam Qadian, from Qadian. There's no Ahmad in his name. There's no, if he just put Ahmad there, shoved it in. But he hasn't got Ahmad. So when you say Ahmadi, they can, well, oh, we've got Madhab Ja'fari, Madhab Ahmadi, Madhab Shafi'i. It's not Madhab. This is another deen. And any person who believes in the Qadianis in every single bits of their deen, he's not a Muslim. But we don't say every Qadiani is not a Muslim. You have to watch out with this. Because the Qadianis, they say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. But if he knows what is Qadiani religion and he believes in the principle of their Aqidah, he's a disbeliever. Definitely. But not every Qadiani he believes in everything because he doesn't know. Because he could be a person who's a layman, doesn't know.
Is it permissible to pray sunnah prayers with the intention of just praying a sunnah? Or do we need to specify the intention like Salatul Tawbah?
Right. I don't know about when you Salat al-Tawbah, Prophet ﷺ, Salat al-Tawbah is not like Salat al-Tawbah. There's no such thing. That when the person makes his wudu, perfects it, and he prays 2 rak'ah, these are 2 rak'ah, they call it Salat al-Tawbah. But just this is praying 2 rak'ah, a sunnah after the wudu, saying to himself nothing. He only thinks about the prayer. All his previous sins will be forgiven. So when you pray a particular sunnah, like say praying the sunnah al-Dhahr al-Qabliyah, 2 sunnah before dhuhr. So you have to know that you're doing 2 sunnah before dhuhr. It's not the thing that I have to say the words, I am praying 2 rak'ah sunnah before dhuhr. That's not correct. Whether you say it loudly with your tongue or in your heart, it's wrong. Is that you know what you're doing. So you're doing the 2 sunnah before, the 2 sunnah after. So you know what you're doing. It's not just I'm doing sunnah, but I don't know it's dhuhr after or before. I don't know if it's dhuhr or asr. No, you know it is sunnah dhuhr before. Your knowledge of this, that's your intention. How many questions, Ikhwan? Fadal, Doctor. So the Prophet ﷺ is being narrated from him that he did not pray Salat al-Duha, or he prayed it 2 rak'ah, or prayed it 8 rak'ah, like when he went to when he opened Mecca, regained Mecca. Or he had said, he who prays 4, he would such and such. Who prays 8, such and such. He who prayed 12 rak'ah, Allah will give him such and such palace in the Jannah. If I alternate like this, is this the Sunnah? I would say it is the Sunnah to alternate. And there is no limitation, according to the correct opinion, there's ikhtilaf, that there is no limitation of how many rak'ah is Salat al-Duha. Some say it's 2, could be 2. Some say it's 4, could be 4. Some say it's 6, could be 6, could be 8, could be 12. It could be any number. That's the correct opinion, any number. No, but you have just said, if I don't pray. Now, when we say the Prophet did not pray, that's, we call it negation, ilm nafi. And nafi is not a knowledge. How do we know that this person is not with him 24 hours, all the duha did not pray? He didn't say I didn't pray, but he did not convey him to pray. Do you understand me? And al-ilmu bil-nafi لا يستلزم العدم. So al-ilmu bil-adam, so if you have knowledge that he did not do it, it doesn't mean that he didn't do it as a principle. Because he could have done it, but nobody had narrated it. Nobody's seen him. That person did not see him. Wallahu a'lam. So wallahu a'lam. That, by the way, it is duha, one of the prayers which is very good, and it will expiate even your shortcomings from the witr prayer. If you have missed it, your duha will make up for that. And the Prophet ﷺ had given a wasiyah, recommendation, commandments. If the sisters as well can learn from that, and that is to Abi Dharr radiyallahu anhu, قال أوصاني خليلي بثلاث. My close companion friend had gave me 3 things. One of them is rak'atay duha, 2 rak'ah duha, not to leave it. So since he had said it to him, he never left these 2 rak'atay duha. وأن يوتر قبل أن ينام, and also to make witr before he sleeps. Now,
Related to that topic, Shaykh, is this hadith on the duha salah? O son of Adam, if you perform 4 rak'ah for me at the beginning of the day, I will supply authentic. We are not allowed to sell things we aren't allowed to eat. Does that include animals we are commanded to kill, like snakes? So can we sell snakes?
any animals you're not allowed to kill, or you prompted to kill, we said you're not allowed to eat. You remember that? It's a principle. So if you're not allowed to eat, you can't sell. Now,
what is the state of the sects like Khawarij, Qadariya, Jabariya, Shia, etc. in the hereafter? Can we say that they are kafir?
we don't make takfir in wholesale. You know wholesale takfir? We don't do that. We make takfir on individuals. So if a person belongs to a denomination, which they say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, but because they have deviant principles and deviant beliefs in them, we can't say that every person who belongs to this denomination, he believes in every principle that they adopt. Can't say that. Al-Rafidah, we can't say all Rafidah kuffar, but we say the one who says those disbelieving principles or those things that will make the person kafir, he adopts them, he's a kafir. So we say the one who says Quran muharraf, Quran is forged or changed, kafir. The one who says Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha, she is not innocent from what she's been accused with, he's a kafir. Because this is mentioned in the Quran. He doesn't believe in the Quran. Okay? So the one who says that all the companions are kuffar, kafir. But is that every person who belongs to that al-Ithnay Ashariya, the 12 sects, 12 imams should say, they are believing in what I just said? No, some of them, they don't know anything about it. No, Quran is not muharraf. No. So some of them, but very few, but still I can't make takfir in wholesale. Now, wallahu ta'ala. So some of the sects that you have mentioned there, they say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Any other question, Ikhwani, from here? You've asked so many questions, mashallah. Any questions here? No? Last question for the brother. If you have slaughtered an animal, yeah, before he reached if this animal died before it reached his awdaj, the two main veins, he is a dead animal, means you can't eat it. And I just said that example where a person he slaughtering from the back instead of from the, slaughtering from the back of the neck. By the time he reaches the two veins, it's too late. Maybe he dies because the veins are being put so close from the front. So it's really next to the skin. As soon as your knife goes into the skin, it cuts that vein. Allah made it like this. Okay, so you can make it simple for you. But if you start doing it from the other side, that's when the problem is. If you reach the vein, it's halal, but you still, if you know, then you've been tortured and you will be sin for that. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك